Welcome to another review of mine. In today's review we have a train set. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm trying to do it at about midday because obviously it's winter and it's going to be dark in about 5 minutes, so that's the typical way with Cornwall. The train set we got is the St Blasey Haulier. I don't know what Haulier is. I've never heard of Haulier. I would have called it the Hauler, but it's by Bachmann. Comes with your 08, 2 China clay hoods, brake van, oval of track, which comes with a buffer stop. Don't know why. The St Blasey Haulier train set. The reason I've got it really is I wanted an 08. I wanted 2 China clay hoods, and I didn't need another brake van, but I got one. I wanted China clay hoods, which was £7 a piece. Also, it's from Hatton's. You can see over here. New on the 13th of December, or December 13, one or two, and bought them when it came in stock for £80. It's really good value for money. Now this particular 08 which was called Plymouth, had the nameplate there, scrapped in 1993 I think, was based around St Blasey, Wentford Bridge, Bodmin General, seen on China clay train shunting, doing the normal thing an 08 would do in Cornwall. Well, which was shunting. I can't really put anything more than that to it. Now, what's a lie about the box? You're probably thinking a lie. First of all, the China clay hoods have black here, so that's not correct. You see there, the brake van has vacuum pipes. No, it doesn't come with any. And the colouring on the end of the rods there is wrong. So there's a few minor details that Bachmann had got wrong on the box. I've actually taken it all out of the box and played with it. Underneath there is where your instructions and track would be. I'm not going to spend time looking at tracker instructions, to be honest with you. So that's your box. It's the first train set I bought in about 14 years. No, about 13 years to be fair actually. On the back you get all this. And I'm not going to read through it all because most of you have probably seen it all before, to be honest. Your accessories track, your ovals, and what's this? Just an advertisement on their behalf really. And a sticker that's pointless. Right, so first of all, that, which is a power connector, comes in your box with this, a buffer stop with coal in it. I don't like it, I think it's cheap, nasty rubbish, so we ain't going to look at that. Your box also comes with an adapter and a power connector to the track, but I'm not going to look at wires and adapters because that's not fun. You also get a Bachmann, well, bottom of the range controller for them, which has your little feet, very nice control on it. Your direction, tells you if it's got power, mains power input, track power output. It's very good at slow speed running, about there you can get the 08 to run at a minimum, but unlike the Hornby HM2000, with a DC locomotive you can turn it on to about there, the lights will come on. With this one you actually have to physically have the train running at about half speed to have the lights even flicker, which is a bit rubbish to be honest, which is a bit of a downfall to these controllers. But in the set for £80, which came with a £22 controller, a £60 08, 2 wagons worth £8 and a £10 brake van, a load of track, I'm not complaining really. You get all your typical Bachmann, guarantee and running in stuff there. I'm going to look at that in a minute. Your beginner's guide to a Bachmann train set, how it works. There's the adapter and wire connectors to the track there in the controller, and how everything works really, so we don't need to look at that, to be honest. Your typical, which I think are piss poor Bachmann instructions, as they ain't very clear. You need to be of an IQ of about 1 million to understand that, I reckon, because all those lines is like a blueprint how they make it. To be fair, I do understand it slightly, but to someone who's bought this set who's about, I don't know, maybe 10, and he needs to fix his 08, that there is going to make no sense to him at all, unless he's intelligent. I'm not saying all 10-year-olds run intelligent, but you need to have an understanding of what all that means. And then you get your 2012 4/2013, which will be changed as soon as possible, I would have thought, because it's 2014 in about 2 weeks' time. Which comes with all your typical diesel locomotives, your shitty EMU down here and your modern junk. Your kettles over there are steam locomotives, your rolling stock, wagons, coaches. It's just a average show of what they do, really. And I would have thought these are their either least selling models, ones they're struggling to sell, or they're good selling ones. I don't know. Looking at it, they look like the ones that aren't very commonly sold, to be honest. So they put them in here to obviously get them a bit of extra publicity. You get your train sets here, your Collect goods, which I didn't know they were doing. Your Midnight Metropolitan, your DCT controller, your accessories, wheels and track, and then other stuff there. There's Scenecraft. It's all advertising really for the company, trying to sell more. Oh, I'm not the tripod. So first of all, we'll have a look at the 08 that comes with it. So here's your typical Bachmann diesel 08, or I think they're diesel electric. So some of you are going to say, why did I not buy the Hornby one? Well, there's minor differences which I'm going to tell you. First of all, the Hornby one has one extra lamp bracket there. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. Opening doors, I see as pointless. Opening sunroof, which I also see as pointless. It has a bit of extra rod detail. And the thing that really does my head in with the Hornby one, it comes with brake pipes to go on the buffer beam. Bachmann one doesn't, obviously. Hornby basically just copied this and made it a little bit better. The model's as good as it's going to get now. But why don't I like the brake pipes? With you know, if you buy a Class 50 and it comes with brake pipes, one end's going to have the coupler in it, and the other end's going to have the detail in it. With this, you can't have. It's two different ends. You can't do that with this. You know, it's pointless. So that's why I think the Hornby 08 is not really much better. What it is, I mean, I've seen their 2014 releases. Next year, their 08's going up. Their Network Rail one's £93. £93 for something that's about the size of my hand. Come on, things are going up ridiculously. So, what's good about the model? Obviously, strong buffers, and I can't see why there's no focus. If I hold it there, will it help? No. It's got to be about there. It was called Plymouth, and the nameplate was there. There's your number, your class of locomotive. Obviously, it's slimline tension lock. NEM couplers into a dovetail. You get the normal detail. You get, I think that's even a metal whistle, because 08s were manufactured with metal whistles. It's the way they were. Lovely raw stripes and lamp brackets. All your normal detail towards an 08, really. It's a lovely little model, but I bought the train set, so I didn't want to spend £80 on one of these when, you know, I want to spend £70 on one of these when you can get the train set for £20 more with all the extra stuff, you know. It's also got very delicate handrails running down there. Lovely detailed battery boxes, fuel tanks, even a little gauge for the fuel tank. See if it focuses on that. There you go, main tank for the fuel. Can I get close enough for it to read that? I don't know. The lens is dirty, and that's because, now it's going to have a spaz moment. I took it out and it's so cold in this room that the lens had fogged over, and it keeps fogging over, and I got to keep wiping it. So that's not my fault, I do apologise about that. But it's your typical Bachmann 08, very good low speed running. Obviously it's only a shunter, you're not going to be doing, you know, 50 mile an hour with it down the main line. You're going to be pushing it through a few wagons and coaches around the yard, and running a few specials with it, I suppose. Of course you've got your overhead wire stickers here, windscreen wipers, cab detail, but with the light levels, I don't know if you can see that in there. Yeah, you can see all the dials in there. Can't see any of the actual brake levers or throttle handles at all. Got your air cylinders down there, and it weighs not enough. It's heavy, don't get me wrong, but it's not heavy enough because, you know, for example, this one can do 6 coaches and the wheels are slipping ridiculously, 6 or 7. Whereas you look at the real thing in real life, they use this at Penzance to drag 9 coaches and a Class 57 into a station for the Night Riviera. So why can't they make the model heavier? I don't know. I know people have got problems fitting chips to these sometimes because they aren't roomy enough. And that's enough on the 08, I think. We'll move on to the rolling stock. You get your typical Bachmann brake van there, which has the holes of the vacuum pipe on the buffer beam just there. You can just make them out. NEM sockets like they do. Very good detail for a brake van. Same as Hornby's 20-ton brake van. I've already got 2 of these from Bachmann. 2 of the weather ones. This one doesn't really match them, but oh well. And I'm not going to spend time looking at a brake van. It's a brake van. I'm sure you've all got one somewhere. So we'll move on to the wagons. Now I don't think you can get these unweathered China clay hoods. You get 2 of them with the set. Now the hood's fallen off. And the hoods are being replaced with the paper ones because these are rubbish by Bachmann, these hoods. They're just a cheap, like, rubbish nylon-y stuff. And you see what I mean, like on the box, it doesn't have these black panels. And it's your typical China clay hood, obviously. And these are about £7 singular, I think. I'm not going to spend time looking at that. Then, in here, you get your typical hood, which has a skeleton to hold it up. But it doesn't feel very good quality. It just feels a bit naff and cheap, to be honest. Which goes on, is it 5 plank? Yeah, 5 plank China clay wagon. And I'm going to put weights in these to make them a bit heavier. So they're very light and a slight bounce on the track and just jump them off sometimes. And a bit of weathering won't go miss on these neither, I wouldn't have thought. But that's a review of the St Blazy Haulier by Bachmann. Which is sold out at Hatton's now because I bought the only one they had. And it is the one featured on the website. The actual pictures of this set are the one on the website. They only put one in stock, which I find a bit weird. Tell me what you think of the review. Any questions on it? Comments. You know the comments. When Google fixed the comments, because they mucked it up big time, as we know. And there's the train set it makes there, an oval. Obviously I'm not going to use that because it's a bit pointless when you've got a big layout set up. But thank you for watching, and see you next time.